Hello, this is sports handicapper Ian Cameron for Sportsbook Review, and we're going to do our regular MLB Overnight Betting Lines video segment, taking a look at the games taking place on Monday, May the 2nd. We're going to look at two National League matchups taking place on Monday specifically, and we're going to start in Cincinnati, where we have a very intriguing battle. It's the San Francisco Giants and the Cincinnati Reds, and it's Johnny Cueto making his return to Cincinnati as a member of the San Francisco Giants, facing his old team, who he pitched with and played with for many, many years, and now he'll be facing the Reds here at Great American Ballpark. I'm sure there'll be a little bit extra emotion and adrenaline going through the Johnny Cueto on Monday night when he takes the mound. He is coming off just a remarkable, tremendous start against the San Diego Padres, complete game shutout against San Diego. Now, it was the Padres lineup. We don't want to overreact. Not exactly a potent Major League Baseball hitting team, that's for sure. But give Cueto credit. He was sharp that day and really has done his best work here so far this season on the road. He's gotten off to a 2-0, 1.26 ERA in two previous road starts against the Dodgers and Brewers, giving up just one run in each of those starts. So he's pitched very well away from home, and he's going to be very familiar, obviously, with Great American Ballpark after all the years he was here as a member of the Reds. But the Reds lineup, they should have a decent amount of knowledge and what to expect from Johnny Cueto in this start. Guys like Jay Bruce, Joey Votto, Brandon Phillips, Zach Cozart, guys that have been teammates with Johnny Cueto for a long period of time in Cincinnati. They should be familiar with what to expect from Cueto in this start. So maybe having that background, a little bit better knowledge, and seeing Cueto up close and personal for such a long time, maybe can allow the Reds to get their offense going, because to be honest, it hasn't been a great tough sledding. It's been very tough sledding for Cincinnati. Their last 6 games, all losses and scoring 3 runs or less in all 6 of those games. So the Reds' offense needs a spark. I'm not sure Johnny Cueto can give them one, but at least knowing what to expect from him may set this Cincinnati lineup in the direction of having maybe some better success at the plate here. Brandon Finnegan will get the nod for the Reds, and the lefty to me is a bet against pitcher. I have not been impressed with him as far as I'm concerned. He just has fringe stuff at the major league level, and right now what we've seen from Brandon Finnegan has not been very good. 4.7 ERA in his last 3 starts, 8 runs allowed in his last 15.1 innings of work, 16 hits allowed, so he's been a very hittable guy. 9 walks and 9 strikeouts as well over his last 3 starts, so he's not missing a ton of bats, and control and command have been a little bit of a problem for Finnegan. And the Giants lineup, which has been very, very good most of the season, there's a much better hitting team than they've been in the past. I've said that multiple times. And the Giants in particular against Southpaws, they've been pretty good this season, pretty lethal at the plate. A 272 team batting average, averaging 5.8 runs per game against lefties. So this team has done very well at the plate against left-handed pitching this year. That could mean that this is going to be potentially a long night here for Brandon Finnegan and on the mound here for the Cincinnati Reds. It'll be interesting to see where the side and total come out for this game, but I'd be interested probably in the over the total in this game. Obviously, San Francisco, despite being on the road, going to be a big road favorite with Cueto over Finnegan here. Maybe San Francisco run line may not be a bad option here either. But I think more than anything, I do expect Cincinnati to have at least a better chance for success at the plate against Cueto, because they have that familiarity with him. And as for Finnegan, I think the Giants are a very good matchup against him and can really do some damage, because Finnegan, to me, just doesn't have above average major league stuff as far as I'm concerned. So I'd be looking maybe at playing this one over the total again. We'll see where that total is released at when the overnight lines for Monday's slate are made available. And another National League matchup that really interests me this on a Monday night slate, the Philadelphia Phillies, the red hot, the smoking hot Philadelphia Phillies at 14-10. Who would have seen that coming before the season, that they'd get off to this kind of start? They're taking on the St. Louis Cardinals in what should be a fascinating pitching matchup, because obviously, we've got Jeremy Hellickson pitching here for the Philadelphia Phillies, and he's a guy that was named the ace of this rotation and the opening day starter in March during spring training. And for the most part, there's been a couple hiccups here and there, but for the most part, Jeremy Hellickson has lived up to being the to warrant being the opening day starter for the Philadelphia Phillies. He's coming off an absolutely tremendous outing last time out against Washington. 2 hit shutout baseball in 7 innings of work, 3 walks to 8 strikeouts. Phillies shutting out the Nationals 3-0 in Jeremy Hellickson's last start. They're 3-2 in Hellickson's 5 starts this season, the Philadelphia Phillies, so they're winning for the most part with Hellickson on the mound. And again, this is a guy that hasn't faced St. Louis since 2011. So again, the Cardinals lineup, which can be pretty dangerous at times, although they haven't been hitting the ball quite as well the last few days, Hellickson, not having faced the Cardinals often, should set him up for a decent outing here against them. And I've talked about Adam Wainwright, who gets the start here for St. Louis on Monday night a bunch of times. And boy, his confidence just not very high right now. He's mentioned it in a lot of quotes. He's very frustrated, upset with the way he's pitched this season. And really, his last time out at Arizona, 11-4 St. Louis victory, but he didn't really pitch that good either in that game. I mean, 5.1 innings is all he lasted, 4 runs on 7 hits, 2 home runs allowed. In fact, the home run ball has been a big issue for Adam Wainwright early in the season. He's still got a 7.16 ERA in his first 5 starts, 22 runs on 36 hits allowed in 27.2 innings of work, 11 walks, 14 strikeouts. So his strikeout numbers are down, his walks are up, the home run ball has been a bit of an issue for him as well. So there's definitely still concerns that I have for Adam Wainwright. I don't think he fixed anything in his last start against Arizona. He's still a guy trying to search for that old form from a few years ago when he was probably the best pitcher on this St. Louis rotation. I'm not sure he can get that form back, to be honest. He's 34 years old now, a lot older pitcher than he was. And I think Adam Wainwright is who he is at this point. He can be a decent pitcher. He can, keep you in the game maybe, but I don't think he's ever going to dominate again at the major league level. I think those days are behind him. There might be some value here with the Philadelphia Phillies once again. I mean, they're going to be a big underdog here once again on the road taking on this St. Louis team. But, they're 14-10. If you've been betting the Phillies in every game, you're up over 9 units of profit. That's right, over 9 units of profit in just a month. If you've been backing the Phillies in every single game this season, just tremendous profitability with this squad. They swept Washington. As of this video, they won the first 2 games of their weekend series against Cleveland. I mean, when a team that's expected to be bad is playing well, like the Phillies are right now, don't try to bang your head against the wall and bet against them simply thinking that they're due for a loss because they were supposed to be bad coming into the season. Just got to let them ride out this win streak, let them, while they're feeling good. I think at this point with the Phillies, especially with the prices they're still getting in the betting markets, you either have to bet on them or you have to leave the game alone from a side perspective until you see this team start to regress and go back into a bit of a funk and a losing streak in the other direction. But right now, Phillies, especially at the underdog prices they've been getting, I'm not overly anxious to bet against them. Certainly not with Adam Wainwright in his current form to start the season. So, the Philadelphia Phillies, like they've been for so many games now in the last couple of weeks, they may very well be a live underdog once again when they travel to Busch Stadium in St. Louis on Monday night to take on the Cardinals. All right, that will wrap up my look at MLB Overnight Lines for the slate that takes place in Major League Baseball on Monday, May the 2nd. Hopefully everybody can get their week off to a winning start. I'm sports handicapper Ian Cameron for Sportsbook Review. Enjoy the games and good luck.